Jeff was in
finals. It's the Red Devils. On tap, it's the nightcap of the Division II Regional Semifinals. It's the Red Devils and the Eagles next on Chatterbox Live. And good evening from Butler Vandalia Student Athletic Center. I'm Chef Kim. Sean Van Winkle and Patrick Keshen to join me in just a moment as we're getting a look at the national anthem. And good evening again from Butler's Vandalia Student Athletic Center. Sean Van Winkle and Patrick Keshen along the way here. And Coach, as we come along here on our airwaves, it's you had a hell of a game, a double overtime game in the last one. We expect something good here tonight as well.
Absolutely, two very well-coached teams. You know, a Cinderella season, obviously, for Tippecanoe, 21-1. CJ, Chaminade Eagles coming in at 13-5. Both of them, Chaminade Julienne beating Wyoming in the district, and Tippecanoe beating Indian Hill in a district game as well. High-level players as well.
And before we
guys, I talked to both head coaches tonight about how they plan to win this game. We'll start with Tippecanoe, and their head coach, out of two, told his team three things: stay focused, don't panic, defend like crazy, take the best shot, not the first shot. Also wants his team to play with what he calls the intense fire and joy that they all tournament. CJ head coach Charlie Zabo called Tippecanoe talented and experienced. He wants to see defensive discipline from his Eagles keep Tippecanoe out of transition for success in this one, Jeff.
Thank you, Patrick. And let's give you the starting lineups here in this one here. First for Tippecanoe, the Red Devils are 21-1, 16-0 in the NBL in the Miami division. Their head coach is Adam Toohey, as you just heard Patrick mention. In his fourth year, 54-37. The guards are number 13, Ben Knosman, 6'4", a senior, averaging 14 points a ball game. Number 24, Gavin Garlett, 6'1", a junior, averaging 9.2. And number 33, Nick Robbins, 5'10", a senior, averaging 5.3 a ball game. Up front, it's number 34, Cole Kopic at 6'4", a junior, averaging 9.5 a contest. And number 45, Zach Frederick at 6'5", a senior, averaging a team best 16.5 a ball game. For Chaminade Julienne, the Eagles are 13-5, 8-5 in the GCL co-ed. Their head coach is Charlie Zabo in his second year at 12-5 18. Couple guards in the backcourt. Number 2, A.J. Solomon, 5'9", a senior, averaging 9.5 contest. Number 13, Luke Chandler at 6'2", a junior, averaging 6.5 a ball game. Up front, it's number 22, Evan Dickey, 6'2", a sophomore, at 4.7 a ball game. Number 32, Dan Nassif, 6'7", a senior, averaging 9.5 a ball game. And number 33, Jonathan Powell, just a freshman at 6'3", a team best 13 a ball game. And Coach, but when looking at these players, right, I want to talk about Powell for just a second. He's been awfully impressive as a freshman.
Yeah, he, as we mentioned in the pregame, one of the best freshmen in all of Southwest Ohio, if not the best freshman guard in Southwest Ohio. And on the other side, Ben Knosman, Winthrop, help me out, Winthrop commit, averaging almost a triple-double.
Yes.
So we're going to see some really, really good players tonight.
So Tippecanoe is the Southwest District 2 champs, and then Chaminade Julienne in District 3, the winners here tonight.
The last time Tippecanoe made it to the regional finals, Jeff, was in 2007. And I asked Coach, I said, who did you play in 2007? He goes, why did you ask me that? Because it's Chaminade Julienne is who they lost to in 2007.
And as we're getting a look right now out on the floor, the Eagles are clad in the white uniforms with the green trim and numerals. It's the black uniforms tonight for Tipp City. The white trim and the red numerals. And we can't wait to see Ben Knosman, who, as you mentioned, right, nearly a triple-double per ball game. 14 points a contest partner with 9 rebounds and 9 assists.
Yeah, he was the Miami Valley League Player of the Year, and he was also the District Player of the Year. Again, like you mentioned, almost averages a triple-double for the Tipp City Red Devils.
So it's Knosman and Nassif in the center jump circle. Taps controlled by Tipp City, and away we go.
He stole the tip. Didn't even jump. That's scouting. He always tips back left shoulder, it seems like, and Tippecanoe steals the tip.
And as you notice here, obviously, Tippecanoe goes right to left on your screen. They play it to the big man, and they kick it out, and some contact down low a few seconds into this contest.
Nice little underneath out of bounds play. Looks like they're calling that a shot.
So it's going to be on the shot, and Zach Frederick to the line at 6'5", breaks the drought 1-0 Tippecanoe.
Yeah, Zach Frederick shoots 73% from the foul line. A double-double guy for the Red Devils.
He makes them both, and unlike what we saw in the last game, that first game of our double dip tonight, free throws at least have come easy here in the opening seconds.
They did. They really struggled from the foul line the first regional semifinal.
It's Solomon down the lane, dumps it off, low on the right, and no good. Nassif misfires, and we head the other way, 2-0 Tipp City.
Nassif has been playing really well for CJ in this tournament run, this magical run for the Eagles.
Dribble handoff, and they play it to Knosman. Wraparound pass, and it's lost on the floor. And we've got to stop here, and we head the other way.
3-second call. We had the wing referee call that, which is a little bit odd. Baseline guy usually calls 3 seconds, but it was.
And they give it to Jonathan Powell, the freshman sensation for the Eagles. He's wearing the number 33, and he plays with Solomon, the point guard de facto here for this Chaminade Julienne team.
Yeah, Solomon averaging 4 assists a game, third in the GCL co-ed.
Chandler got a touch, back on over to Powell. Solomon, as they reset, Charlie Zaba out on the sideline, calling out the offense. He looks in, one-on-one, drops it off. Back outside, Chandler stuck top of the key. And great defense shown by Tippecanoe.
Yeah, they're playing pack line defense, making it really tough as Nassif almost gets an offensive rebound.
We had the other way, last touch by Solomon. And we thought we were going to see the first rebound officially tonight for Knosman. By the way, I want to mention this as they try to work in against full court pressure. Knosman has had 7 triple doubles this year. He has the ball. Down the lane he goes, he kicks it out, and they reset.
7 triple doubles is an amazing, amazing stat.
Topic down low, and then they'll reset as he had nowhere to go, low on the right. Knosman looking for the back screen, gets one from Frederick, now gives to Frederick. A long three! Frederick has all 5 in the bucket. It's 5-0 Tippecanoe.
Yeah, Frederick is a big boy, shoots 42% from 3. That's his 49th made 3 on the season, Jeff.
They're pitching his shots over, steal. Knosman off the wing, up ahead of the pack, to the rack he goes!
What a steal by Knosman. 7-0, couldn't be a better start for Tippecanoe Red Devils.
Timeout. Right now, Tippecanoe up by a touchdown, 7-0. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Jeff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live. The back end of two in the Division II regional semifinals. The winner will take on Bishop Watterson, who you saw partner in the first game, and they survived a hard-fought game.
Yeah,
in that first one.
Yeah, Bishop Watterson started 2-13, I think, on the season. Have won now 9 of the last 10 games, and they're on a magical ride. And what a ride Tipp has with their unbelievable point guard, as we mentioned, is going to Winthrop. He's a commit. Winthrop picked the Winthrop bunch in Division I group out of the Big South, just punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament 2 nights ago with Elder grad Pat Kelsey as the head coach for the Winthrop basketball program out of the Big South.
So what you're saying is young Mr. Knosman didn't just pick the warm weather spot.
He picked a warm weather spot, but a really, really good program.
Here's Chandler.
It's a 5 count.
That should have been a 5 count.
Neither referee was counting.
Here's a pull-up 15-footer, no good for the freshman Powell. The score remains the same. Tippecanoe pitching a shutout so far, 7-0. It's Knosman behind the screen, looking for the lane to drive. Spins in the lane, goes right to the rack.
They're really doing a great job of spreading their offense out and allowing Knosman to get 2 feet into the paint, where he is not only a great scorer, but he can pass. Tremendous, prolific passer out of there.
He's got 4 in the book, 9-0 in favor of Tippecanoe. Drive to the rack, they can't put it up. The putback, Nassif breaks the drought.
Yeah, Nassif, a great offensive rebounder, great rebounder. Third in rebounding in the GCL co-ed. Nassif, who's playing really, really good on both ends of the court.
Breaks the 9-0 run to start the ball game for Tippecanoe. 3 from the corner, Frederick on the way!
That was a little slip ball screen fade.
Zach has 8 in the book. Here's Solomon, shut off on the baseline by Frederick. And they skip it out to the far side. Dickey gives it up, Chandler. Back to Dickey, or the freshman. And the freshman scores, Jonathan Powell.
What a shot as he shoots the ball right with Stanley Klein in his face, the sophomore for Tippecanoe. Great defense, hell of a shot.
So Powell logs on for the first time tonight, 12-5 in favor of Tippecanoe. They keep it outside. Caldwell gets a touch. We haven't called his name very often. 3 off the left wing, too strong. Garlett's misfires, but they keep it up front.
Klein keeps it active. A lot of action, a lot of mismatch, misdirection. Tippecanoe runs a lot of set plays, trying to create mismatches, Coach said.
3 from the corner, again, knock it down.
Again, last time he got into the paint, he scored a layup. That time he got 2 feet, kick out pass for the assist. Little push off.
Charge.
Yep, got away with it earlier, Jeff. He got away with that earlier with the little push off. They called it this time on Solomon as we are watching one of the best offensive players I've seen in a long time in Knosman.
By the way, the last 3 by Stanley Klein, who logs in. 6'2", the sophomore, wearing the number 14, averaging about 4 points a ball game. And we've got another timeout charged to the Eagles with 3:31 left to go here in this first. And let's send it downstairs to Patrick.
Well, guys, they also coach Adam Toy of Tippecanoe winning a tribute to the Red Devils post-season success so far. About fresh up to the regional semis in 2007. He says it's the laser focus on the game plan. He credits his team's difference, their rebounding. Also players that have really stepped up in the postseason. Guys, we've heard a lot tonight. Zach Frederick, Ben Knosman, 2 he calls them pillars of the program. It's just about those little things, he says, that everybody on the team does to help each other out in the tournament, Jeff.
Patrick, thank you. And those pillars of the program right now have accounted for big-time scoring partner Zach Frederick, in particular, with 8 points a game high so far.
Absolutely. And we're talking about their tournament success, talking to Coach Toohey. They had not won a tournament game the 3 prior years. Gets his first tournament win as a coach as in his 4th season, and he's got his team all the way here to the regional semifinals. And their offensive coach, Coach Auden, who's really been a huge help, according to Coach Toohey, with their multiple defensive, offensive schemes and set plays.
They work in out of the timeout. Back to the trigger man in Knosman. He's been special throughout this whole season. He had a game back in January, partner, against Piqua, where he had nearly a quadruple-double. As he makes his move, to the rack he goes. It's shots deflected, and we stay up front with 3:16 to play.
Yeah, quadruple-double, I don't know if I've ever witnessed that in high school. I've seen a few triple-doubles, but quadruple, never seen it.
Back to Knosman, off the trigger, skips it outside, and they'll work it around the arc. Caldwell, no good. And here comes Solomon, he wants to run. Eagles down by 10, he pops three, strong!
What a pull-up three-point shot by A.J. Solomon. Shoots 30% for the Eagles from three-point land.
And a game-high 17 against Wyoming, back on the 6th, 15-8.
Trying to find some mismatches inside, but Nassif is a very, very, very good defender. As
they work through Knosman, he works around, and this one will stay up front. Foul, a hold on the way for Kylan Tucker, 6'3", a junior, wearing the number 5.
That's Mr. Matt Felton on the call there. Jeff, one of the best referees in Southwest Ohio, does many, many state championship games, and not a surprise to see him on the regional semifinals.
They look inside off the trigger, and now come high up top to Caldwell and give back to the trigger. Knosman, mid-post, skips it back outside, and they'll reset.
Watch Knosman use his left and right hand to pass the ball. You don't see that very often.
Incredibly skilled as a guard.
Yes. Look at that left hand. I mean, that's a great pass.
Right from the wing, knock it down. The long ball tonight. Caldwell logs on.
Hit him right in his left hand, shooting pocket, throwing it with his left hand. What a great play.
Nassif. So Nassif gets his second bucket of the night to break the drought.
They're running a play called Hip right here.
Scores 18-10 with 1:50 to go here in this first period. As Frederick makes his move, dumps it down low, some contact in the lane. The cleanup, and a great job of cleaning up for Gabe Dean. Another timeout.
Unbelievable bounce pass. They draw the defender, make the pass on the backdoor cut, little cut behind. Then the guy does a little Lonnie Baxter move, bounce pass right to the middle. What a great passing team, Jeff.
Absolutely. 20-10 here in the timeout with 1:38 to go here in this first, along with the kid, Sean Van Winkle. I'm Jeff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for our March to Columbus, powered by Bartell's Heating and Cooling right here on Chatterbox Live. Partner, you're not getting paid extra for doing overtime. You had an overtime game, and that game nearly went to 2 overtimes tonight.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, just talking a few minutes ago about the passing of the Tippecanoe Red Devils, they average almost 18 assists a game, which is the highest I've seen in all of Southwest Ohio this year. That's an amazing, amazing stat, and only turn it over 11 times per game. So what a great passing basketball team.
Well, when you imagine that Knosman gets half of those assists, then you understand why they pass out so well. So out of the timeout, Justin Mora, who's into the ball game, wearing the number 3, had the ball and placed it on Nassif. He puts it on the deck. A.J. Solomon comes back around, gets a screen from Nassif. In the lane, he throws it up mid-post, now passes it on out. Here's a runner in the lane, no good, and we've got some contact in the lane as Kylan Tucker was trying to make the shot.
Yeah, Kylan Tucker is not a great three-point shooter, and coach is probably talking to his guys, why did you close out so tight and let him drive by us? He's not even attempted a 3 this year.
So Tucker to the line. He's a 43% shooter at the stripe this year, and he gets the lucky roll. By the way, the foul's on Knosman. That's his first.
Frederick coming back in. Look, very quick break for him.
Well, unlike the first game that you saw tonight, where we didn't see the 40-point mark until the second overtime.
That's not happening tonight.
That's not happening tonight in this one.
Now, Jeff and I, we're going to see some offense tonight as you got a 6'7" guy with a nice little behind the back move out in the middle of the court.
Caldwell gives it up, gets it back top of the key. Under a minute to play here in the first, 20-11. The handoff, it goes to Frederick, dribble handoff, and they play high-low back outside. Frederick straight on for three! He's on fire tonight!
That's a great pass, inside out. Sometimes the best time to get a wide open three. Little inside out action. And what a great shooter for a 6'7", 6'8" kid.
He's got 11 in the first quarter. Kylan Tucker, free throw line, pops 15 feet, straight on, missed the shot. Got some rebounding help, and we head the other way. It was in and out of the hands of Justin Mora with 24.3 to go. So how about Frederick? And by the way, we were talking with David Lane prior to this ball game. In fact, having a conversation with our own Reed Mouse as well, and he felt like that Frederick would be such a big key to tonight's ball game, and so far in this first 8 minutes he's been.
Yeah, Coach Lane called that before in the pregame and even off the air that Frederick is the key for them. He's a great rebounder, a great shooter, stretches the defense. Anytime you got a guy that big that can shoot threes, it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense as we get the last shot here with 14 seconds.
It's Knosman. I think he wants the final shot. Left of the key.
Oh,
puts it on the net, keeps it alive, lost the handle with 6 seconds left to go. We stay up front.
Yeah, nice little crossover there. Notice Knosman not getting out of bounds until he gets the call. There you go.
We'll see if he gets it back. And no, they go down low to Frederick. He missed the bunny. So he's been hitting big threes, but he missed the bunny. Here's a shot at the buzzer, a little short, and that's the way this first period ends. 23-11. Tippecanoe in command through the first stage. This is the March to Columbus on Chatterbox Live. We're through 8 minutes here in this one, 23-11. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Jeff Kim. Partner, 34 combined points in the first quarter. Mercy.
Oh, yeah. Defensive struggle a little bit and definitely playing some great offense. But, looking at Solomon, the point guard for CJ, who's very, very good at handling the ball. He's a 3-year starter for the CJ Eagles, and his dad is an assistant coach for University of Dayton's men's basketball team, and he has really been the leader, the general for the CJ Eagles as they've been making this magical run, knocking off the Wyoming Cowboys in the district final.
Out of the quarter break, the Eagles have it. It's Evan Dickey who started the ball game, a little stop and go up high on the left, and he gives it up to the newcomer, Josiah Bowman, wearing the number 4. He traveled.
Yeah, he drug his foot.
So an unforced turnover, and Coach, I know it's a little early to worry about it, but when you're down by 12 here in the early minutes of the second quarter, you can't have unforced turnovers.
Yeah, you can't have unforced turnovers. They're better than that dead ball turnover is better than a live ball, which that was a dead ball, but you cannot have this many turnovers and beat a team that's 21-1 in the regional semifinal.
Knosman has it between the circles. He makes his move into the lane, to the rack he goes!
His crossover going to his left is very, very special. He just separates himself.
25-11. As Knosman has 6 in the book. They play out to the wing, and it's a freshman on the move. The jumper partially blocked.
Oh!
So as Powell was making his move, he was fouled by Gavin Garlitz.
Oh, I was bragging on Mr. Felton earlier, and I think he missed that call. I think it was all ball, but we got number 33, Mr. Jonathan Powell, as you talked about earlier, freshman, shooting 78%. What a special player for the CJ Eagles.
Right-hander puts it up and good. Jonathan is a 79% shooter as a freshman.
Wow.
At the stripe.
That's amazing. And he's had a ton of attempts, too. So it's not like he's up close to 50 attempts, 40 attempts.
And he nails the second one. 25-13. As we come up on the minute mark here in the second period. A 12-point margin as Tipp is controlled from the very beginning.
Yeah, they run a lot of slice cuts and double screens and flare screens. A lot of great movement here for Tippecanoe. Now they got a little mismatch, and he wants to clear it out here. This is the mismatch. He wants a space. Look for him to go right by him to the left and kick it out to Frederick for a 3.
And the blow by into the lane. foul as well as he got by Nassif. Nassif said, not in my kitchen. However, the stud from Tippecanoe will go to the line.
That might have been clean, but, man, what a great defensive play. But at the end of the day, he's stepping up and getting a free throw attempt here and shoots 73 from the line.
Ben Knosman, right? So 14.1 points a ballgame officially, 9.1 rebounds, 9.2 assists as he makes 1 of 2. That is a snootful pull per ballgame.
Oh, yeah. And I mistakenly said earlier he's 70. He's actually 61% from the foul line.
So you're saying he's human?
He's human.
It's Dickey with the ball. Into the lane, now back outside. Out to Chandler, bouncing it inside. Nassif! He went glass and scores 2 more.
Yeah, they found the mismatch inside with Nassif and fed the big fellows. Having a whale of a game to start off here.
His third field goal, 26-15. Still the lead belongs to Tippecanoe. Knosman, now he pulls up from 15 feet away. He's just toying with the opposition.
His crossover, either way, is as good as I've seen as the freshman shoots a 3.
Powell misfires. It's loose on the floor. And we've got a hold as the big man, Nassif, went towards the baseline to collect it with 5:45 left to play here in this first half.
Nassif is just a rebounding machine down here, giving CJ an extra possession.
He's a team best 7.5 rebounds per ball game. Big reason why the Eagles are in this position in the regional semifinal.
As they lob it up
into Nassif. He bodies up. He puts it up, no good. Rebound, puts it back for 2 more.
Do you see how quick he gets off the floor on his second jump? It's almost like he's missing on purpose to pad his rebounds. But, I mean, he is so quick to get off the ground on his second jump. As CJ's turning up the heat a little bit on defense.
Knosman dribbles backwards.
Here's the slip 3 again. No, they didn't do it that time.
They switch, and now he exchanges back outside. And before he can get to Frederick, he drew the contact with 5:11 to go. So 13 on 13 damage as both players wearing 13. Chandler picks up his first.
Little Iverson cut. Triple screen on the baseline for the big fella.
Frederick escapes some contact outside. Nice step through to the rack. Great job by Griffin Caldwell in traffic to give Tippecanoe 2 more.
Great shot fake to get the guy off the ground and then finish right at the rim.
3 and a long one it is. No good. Tapped out. We have the other way.
Yeah, that's what Coach was worried about when I talked to Coach Zabo. He says, we got to have Nassif in the game, and if he gets in foul trouble, which he's prone to do, that's going to make it really tough on CJ, especially on the defensive rebounding end of the court for the Eagles.
By the way, you partner, you have a better view of this than I do. Does CJ have 8 fouls right now?
CJ has 6 fouls. Team fouls is another set play.
Frederick for 2 more.
Old school pump fake, getting the guy. Yeah, we're right now at Tippecanoe 3 team fouls. Now make that 4 team fouls. And on the other side, CJ has 6.
And for those of you watching and asking why I had to ask my partner how many fouls we have, we're sitting up along a perch out on the corner of a baseline, and I've got a constraint literally in my face through part of the CJ scoreboard.
Yep, and I'm sitting in a padded chair for those at home. And my man, the younger of us two, is standing up.
Says the kid. They play out to the corner. 3! Way too long. Airmailed by Dickey.
Frederick running the floor for the big fella.
Out to the corner. He'll return it up high. Robbins got a touch. Nick Robbins, who was so hot in the last game to get here. Frederick, catch and release for 3 more!
What an amazing, he shoots 42% with over 50 made threes so far on the season for Big Frederick.
They play it down low. Oh, and a nice shot. Low on the left for Josiah Bowman, his first points of the night.
Great move by Bowman and CJ. Now we got a 2-on-1.
Oh, and a rare miss shot down low. The putback, and good this time for Cole Kopic. He logs on for his first points, 37-19.
Yeah, Cole Kopic averaging about 10 points a game for the great defense there.
Powell plays it back to the last scorer, Bowman. He puts it on the deck, low on the right, turns inside, stuck in the lane, throws up a hook, no good. Frederick the rebound.
Great wall-up defense as the bounce pass.
Oh, that's a beauty!
What a holy cow, what a pass. A bounce pass on the dime.
As we send it downstairs to Patrick.
Well, guys, not the best start for the CJ Eagles, but I talked with their head coach, Charlie Zabel, about why his team has been so successful this season. He told me it's just about his team's ability to overcome COVID adversity this year after being shut down multiple times the first 2.5 months of the season. Zabel also credited his team's steady improvement over the past several weeks when they have been able to play uninterrupted and the amount of steps forward they've been able to take. But for the most part, guys, Zabel told me just the adversity, overcoming that, especially when COVID hit them middle of the year.
And that has been such a determining factor for that team and for so many around Southwest Ohio. Adversity to overcome the situation that they had no control over outside of the game factor itself.
Absolutely, and hats off to all the athletic directors in Southwest Ohio and throughout Ohio that put into protocols and things to allow these kids to play the game. And here we are in the regional finals, getting through the season. The OHSA, thank you so much for letting us have this great game and these kids get on the court.
A.J. Solomon has the ball. Side pocket left, exchanges, and now we see some fresh faces.
Nice.
Three off the wing. Knock it down! The new man, Chandler, actually back into the ball game. Yeah. He gets three of his own.
Great set play, little zag, flare screen action.
39-22. We neglected to mention Terry Slaybaugh, who's wearing the number 10 for the Eagles, in the ballgame. He's got the postman down low. Here's a drive. Knosman down low to Frederick. Oh, and shot's no good. It's not Frederick. It's Kopic down low. They retain it up front. Back outside. Kopic in the lane. No good on the shot attempt. He drew contact with 2:13 to go.
He's giving him going up on the shot, too. Block going up on the shot.
Number 2 on Solomon.
I mean, we've had a couple blown layups for if Tipp Canoe's done anything bad, Jeff, missed a couple layups, hurting Knosman's assist average, but they've missed a couple blown layups, missed 2 of them as he steps up and hits the free throw. You know, Coach Toohey has some ties to Southwest Ohio as he did his student teaching at Hamilton High School.
And if I recall, he's got some ties to Mason as well. Yep. And they did play Mason this year.
Yep, they played Mason. I'd love to talk about that when we get a free minute because that's their one loss, Jeff. That's their one loss.
Their one loss came to
the Mason Comets,
a team that went to the district final in Division I.
And why did he play him? Because he really didn't have to. But it's a great game for a team that's trying to make a run to the state championship.
Ball loose and charge. Luke Chandler was out of control, and we head the other way with 1:54 to go.
Yeah, I feel like the kid from Tippecanoe was in good position there. And anytime you extend your arm out like that young man did, it's an easy call for the charge as they're wiping up the floor here.
Some condensation. Let's call it condensation. We all know it's sweat.
But going back to that game against Mason Comets, you know, he had ties there. His wife taught at Mason, Coach Toohey, and he knows Coach Richards really well. We got Coach Popwell and his father here, Mason Grudge and Greats here to cheer on Coach Toohey as he has a special run with the Tippecanoe Red Devils.
And by the way, got a chance to talk with Coach Toohey prior to the ball game. As nice a man as you're going to meet.
He is.
Seriously.
He is a great guy.
Knosman outside. 3 off the catch. No good this time. Rattle around, he'll stay up front. So Klein misses. Here's a 3 out left of the key. That one's no good for Griffin Caldwell.
He just finds people on the perimeter Such a great passer.
Solomon off the high screen. Checked out there by Gabe Dean. And they whip it inside. They double the post. Shots put up. No good for Josiah Bowman.
Watch his pass. Unreal.
Line right to the rack.
I had the best view in the house, Jeff, of that pass. What a pass. The guy had his head turned, and he zipped it right over top of his head for another assist.
Partner, it's not just the vision, it's the arm.
Oh, my.
42-22 with 40 seconds to go. Solomon making his move. He dumps it off. Shot low on the right. No good. The putback for Bowman. He can't find it well. And now this one will stay up front. Tapped out. Last touch up front by Caldwell for the Red Devils. 31.3 left to go until halftime. And right now the Eagles are just completely overmatched.
Yeah, Caldwell wishes he would have used two hands to rebound that. Kind of let that one just tip out of bounds as CJ has the underneath out of bounds play.
They keep it outside the arc. The freshman puts it on the deck. To the rack he goes and in.
What a great move. Again, he's a freshman as we got 23.9 to go here in the second quarter, 42-24. I can't talk enough. Hopefully we can get some stats at halftime, Jeff, and see what Knosman has. But the Ross Rams had a player, and Mr. Nunn, that was one of the best passers I've seen in many, many years for the Ross Rams. And Knosman he's probably a little bit better. He's a pretty good passer.
By the way, you just mentioned young Mr. Nunn. His head coach is here in attendance. And by the way, we do have both the Player of the Year and the Coach of the Year in the Division II Southwest District here in the arena tonight.
Absolutely. Mr. Knosman, Player of the Year, and who was the Coach of the Year in the district, Jeff?
Your protege.
Mr. Coach David Lane from the Ross Rams with a magical season, 20-win season.
Under 10 seconds to play. Coming quickly up front, Kylan Tucker. Back. Three straight on at the buzzer for Powell. And that's the way this first half ends, on a high note for CJ, down by 14. But wow, and mercy.
What a great half. Two good teams. Looks like we're going to go to the floor here. Mr. Gesson's going to get, hopefully, Coach Tui for just a moment.
I'll send it down to Patrick.
Well, look right up there. Yeah. Coach, what's been working for you guys so far?
Everything. It's been pretty fun so far, so we hope to keep it up. Defense has been good. Got to limit their threes, and then we just got to keep rolling.
Anything you want to adjust for the second?
Yeah, we got to get out on their shooters. I mean, they're going to keep chucking it, so if we can do a better job of that, that'd be good.
Appreciate the time.
Yep, thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Patrick, and we're due for a timeout on the other side. Reed Mouse will take you into halftime. It's the March to Columbus here on Chatterbox Live.
(42-28) at halftime. Tippecanoe not only as good as advertised, but scored more points than I think both teams scored in the earlier game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for words, that offensive display. The thing I'm really impressed with is the way, well, obviously Nosman's a heck of a player, but the way they pass the ball as a team is extremely efficient. I heard Coach Van Winkle talking to, I think they average 18 assists a game, but quick stat, for the season, okay, they have 404 assists as a team. I know Nosman accounts for a bunch of that, but for them to be able to share the ball and efficiently and limit their turnovers the way they do, I mean, it's no surprise they put 42 points up on the board right there.
Absolutely, and that was Coach Lane from the Ross Rams. Coach Van Winkle?
As Coach Lane pointed out so eloquently, this is one of the best passing basketball teams I've seen in high school. I mean, they share the ball. They all know their roles. They just they're really, really, really good in the half court and great in transition. And Nosman's crossover is amazing because he can go right and left, and he looks to pass. I mean, I'm not at a loss of words. I'm just in awe of watching this kid play. And Coach Kelsey from Winthrop, elder guy, he got him a whale of a player in Nosman.
Yeah, he's a heck of a basketball player.
Yeah, he's legit. I think one of the things I think that makes him really special is obviously his vision on the floor, but he gets to the paint consistently, plays off of 2 feet, never off of balance. But his one-handed, left-handed pass to be able to find people, he's a pretty special offensive player. He's getting a good look at it right here in the first half.
Yeah, is one part of the reason that they pass the ball so well. You said one of the best passing teams that you've ever seen in high school, Coach Van Winkle, is because of how much confidence they have in their teammates. They know, hey, this guy's going to get it done when I get him the ball.
This is a special year. And the thing is, like the 1-3 they made in the corner as Nosman kind of went left, drew 2, and threw it out with his left hand. He hit the shooter in his left hand perfect to go right into his pocket to shoot the ball. And I'm telling you, that's probably what he's thinking about is I can't throw it high, I can't throw it low. I'm going to throw it right to his left hand, and every right-hand shooter loves catching it left to right and shooting the ball. And then defensively, they played really well. But CJ has hit some threes here, and as Patrick talked to Coach Toohey, they got to get out and guard. They got to get out and guard CJ because they can come back in a hurry, especially with Solomon as the point guard and then the young freshman who is really, really
they hit
always advertised.
Solomon hit some big shots there. I think CJ, and obviously they kind of weathered the storm a little bit. For them to be down 14 with how efficient Tipp played on the offensive end. Obviously, you don't want to be down 14 at half, but I think you kind of consider it a little bit of a win. But I thought the big man 32 down low for CJ had some success there a little bit. Very athletic, but then, like you said, Solomon hit some deep shots. So Tipp's going to get out and extend their defense a little bit on him.
And you'll appreciate this, Coach Lane, as I talked to Coach Weisgerber earlier today, who played McNick in his season and played Chaminade Julienne, because I'm kind of scratching my head at their record, but you know, they're good. And Coach Weisgerber said he's not surprised at all that CJ is playing in this game, being the regional semifinal. He says they're playing their best basketball late in the year of the season. But here's what he also said, and I love Coach Weisgerber as much as anybody. He said they are a very solid defensive team, but Tipp is ripping them apart right now.
Right.
They are. That tells you how good that offense Tippecanoe has. But Coach Weisgerber talking about CJ, he said he's not surprised. I mean, they've had a really good end of the year. Beating Wyoming was a really, really good win for them.
Huge. Yeah, I wonder if how the three-point shooting for Tipp in the second half is going to go. I know they knocked down a bunch of shots. I know Frederick, I think, hit maybe 4 of them, and he's got a really good stroke for his mismatch on the outside. But I think they hit 6 or 7 threes, so it'll be interesting to see if they can sustain that into the second half. So it'll be interesting to see some adjustments that CJ makes on the defensive end.
Yeah, and CJ, we were talking about Nassif, number 32. Nassif is he's a 4-year starter.
Yeah.
I mean, to start 4 years at
dominated
Julienne,
Wyoming in the district championship.
He is a stud, you know, and he gets off the ground. I said it on the air. Like when he misses a shot and then gets his offensive rebound, it's like a pogo stick. I mean, he gets off the ground so quick, and he's like a GCL player, man. I mean, just tough as nails. And I am not counting CJ out of this game. There's no way in the world because they're going to adjust. Coach Szabo is one of the best in the business. He's been around forever at CJ. This is the only second season as a head coach, but 16 as a assistant coach. And again, he's got Coach Joe Staley Jr. down there.
Right.
So these guys have all been in games. I say Coach Joe Staley Jr., Coach Lane just rolled his eyes at me because we would make it to the sectional final every year and lose to CJ. And Staley, either one of the two Staleys would beat us.
He could shoot it, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, that name rings a bell for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, but looking in the second half, Coach, what do you think? I mean, do you think CJ's going to be able to?
I think we always talk about it after the first 4 minutes are going to be the key in this ballgame. If CJ can get it down to under 10 with about 4 minutes to go in the third, I think they got a chance. But if Tipp comes out and knocks down a couple threes from the outside and extends this lead, I think with how well Tipp's been playing on the offensive end, it's going to be extremely difficult for CJ to get back in unless Solomon keeps stepping out to the volleyball line and hit some shots, but that's pretty tough to sustain. So it'll be interesting to see what happens his first 4 minutes.
CJ's got to make Tippecanoe call a timeout.
Correct.
Yep, make them call a timeout early. Yep. They'll be in the game.
It'll be interesting, but it'll be in for a great second half, I think. It'll be fun.
All right, well, that's a few minutes away. I'll let Coach Van Winkle have a breather before he calls the second half of this one. It's been Reed Mouse, David Lane, Coach Van Winkle. We'll have Jeff Kim and Van Winkle here on in a little bit. Stay tuned. You're watching Chatterbox Live.
Thanks for joining us here for the back end, the nightcap of this regional semifinal in Division II here on Chatterbox Live. Partner, 70 combined points. You didn't have 70 combined points until sometime, I think, at the end of the first overtime in the Bishop Watterson and McNick game. Yeah, these two teams are very good on offense, and CJ's kind of known for their defense as well, but that just shows how good Tippecanoe is. And I'm going to reiterate a little bit what Coach Lane said. If CJ wants a chance to be in this game, Jeff, they got to get it to 10 midway through the third or towards the end of the third quarter. And we come out of the timeout. It is a Tippecanoe possession with young Mr. Knosman, who was so electric in that first half. It's Frederick on the drive. He was held on the way to the hoop, held by Chandler. That was the same exact play they opened the game with, which is a ball screen slip fade, drive the ball to the basket, referee with the call. Tippecanoe going left to right on your screen, and here's a steal. Taken away by Owens. To the rack he goes, missing the shot, and we've got, well, no foul. We're going to keep on. But let's keep an eye on Owens, who doesn't play a ton for CJ, but they're putting him on Knosman, and he's not helping at all. So Keon Owens, by the way. So I know the roster says Kenyon, but we're told that it's Keon, and two more for young Mr. Frederick. Yeah, it just comes to 2 feet, shot fake, old school, post move inside. Coach, as we talk about Zach for just a second, he hit 4 threes in the first half. You think that he'll work his way inside as we progress through this game? Yeah, they're going to press him. They're going to press out on the 3 and make him put the ball on the floor, maybe score inside, but he's an inside-out guy. I mean, he's very, very good. Nassif with 2 more. Work the glass and answered it low on the left. Nassif, 4-year starter, like we mentioned at halftime. And again, they're not just going to lay down. The CJ Eagles are not going to lay down. He's got 10, 44-30. Frederick, a little stop and go on the elbow, and he threw it away. Rare turnover for Tippecanoe. It's Chandler, side pocket right, works inside. Nassif turns baseline, lost the handle on the double team. He gets it back. Was he tied up? And a timeout. Yeah, now I think he laid down on the line, Jeff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was a timeout at first, but I think Nassif laid back onto the baseline to give it. But what effort. I mean, this kid is – we got a timeout by Tippecanoe now. It looks like it's a 30-second timeout, but what effort. What effort by Nassif, man. What a really good 4-year starter CJ player. But, again, they're still only down 14. Right. But like Coach Lane said, you got to chip in and get that thing under 10 here real soon. Well, partner, you think about the game that you and I watched yesterday with Elder and Centerville. Yeah. Centerville was down by 10 midway through the third period. Yeah. Now, what changed that, or at least what started it, and it was our play of the night from last night. Yep. It was the 3 and then the subsequent 10-second count, and that reset everything for Centerville. Yeah, a lot of times people think you get back in games on offense. You get back in games on defense. You got to get stops. You got to create turnovers. Again, Tippecanoe just threw a turnover away. That's how you get back in games, as the referee throws the ball on the baseline there. Again, look at this matchup with number 23, Owens. And by the way, how about Frederick taking the ball up? That's a great option. They work down low, thrown away, Nassif intercepts. Again, that's 2 straight turnovers. They got to capitalize down here. The Eagles do. 3, a long one, no good for Chandler. 1 and done, this time down for the Eagles. And here comes Tippecanoe with Knosman. Down the lane, throws it to the sideline. Nice step around. Here's a shot, low on the right, missed. Robbins misfires, low on the right, and back the other way we go. 44-30 in favor of Tippecanoe. Can't get up as they trap the ball screen. Timeout. Solomon, and now a timeout. That's tough because that takes CJ down to 1 timeout, I believe. And it's going to have to be a full timeout. So we got a timeout here, 5:37 to go. Wanted to talk a little bit about this. Just a freshman, Jonathan Powell, in the 4th game the Eagles played this season, poured in 19 points in their 51-45 win over Baden. That was on December 28th. He has since poured in a career-high 25 points twice as a freshman. including their win over Alter in the late in the season on February 26th. He goes 7 for 14 from the floor, 4 of 7 from behind the three-point line, and 7 of 8 at the charity stripe. You have seniors that can't do that.
Well, Jeff, it's so funny you brought that up because when I interviewed Coach Weisgerber for this game, he said Powell's coming out party was against the Baden Rams.
Yes,
he had five made threes, and as a coming out party, and he's a great scorer for the CJ Eagles. And like I mentioned earlier, there's not many freshmen in the area that are as good as that kid.
It's an Eagle possession out of the timeout.
Yeah, let's keep note here. CJ only has one timeout now, Jeff, for the rest of the game, with still 5:34 here to go in the third.
Keon Owens with the ball, looks inside, drives into the lane, goes up with the runner, and got the score.
I know Nassif. I know Knosman was staying off of him because he probably can't shoot, but he let him go right downhill. Look at this defense. Look at this pass.
The wraparound pass, 3 from the corner, and they can't get it to drop for Nick Robbins.
Oh.
Solomon back outside, 3 from the wing! And back come the Eagles! Luke Chandler with the second trifecta of the night.
Yep. Under 10, 35-44. Coach Lane called it halfway through. If they're under 10, we're in for a game, folks.
So the Eagles came out with some gumption out of halftime. As Knosman stuck at the free throw line, will bounce it inside. Frederick backs in, and now it's a blocking call down low.
Yeah, I don't know if he might have flopped, and they had to call it because it took him off his shot. It's hard to just play on in that one there. You know what I'm saying, Jeff? I mean, the kid might have flopped. Either way, we're stepping up to the line. 2 free throws for Mr. Frederick.
Zach at the line. Coming into this ball game, he was a 71.5% shooter at the stripe, averaging 16.5 a ball game and 8 rebounds a ball game. How good is Frederick, by the way? He had a game where he had 20 and 20 points and rebounds. He had at least one 20 rebound game.
He has 19 points right now with 4 to go in the third.
Well, he breaks the drought. Here's a 18-footer, no good this time for Luke Chandler. Knosman gets the high screen. Stuck in the lane. Oh, dumps it off. No good. Around the rim and out for Kopic.
That's 4 assists that he's lost on blown layups with another great pass by Knosman.
Here's Owens up high on the right. Hands it off to the freshman sensation, Jonathan Powell. Powell in front of his own bench, back to A.J. Solomon. And he wants somebody to give him a screen up top. He gets the screen, rolls off of it, left of the lane, the runner, off the back iron. Nassif can't get the putback, and now we've got a stop with 3:39 to go here in the third. And let's send it on over to Patrick.
Well, Jeff, one of the things that Tipp head coach Adam Toohey would not stop bragging about when I talked with him yesterday was his team's character and how well it blends in with his coaching philosophy. Toohey said you win with character, and that comes from the idea that you have to be capable of functioning in life when things are hard. It's about remaining focused on your goal, using your vision to fuel your focus. Toohey told me his team buys into this thing called the brother. To me, don't try and be the best on the team, be the best for the team, Jeff.
Thank you, Patrick. As on the other side, Garlitz buries the 3, and it's a 13-point lead for Tippecanoe.
And that brotherhood attitude is why they are such a great passing team, Jeff. I mean, that goes right into just the unselfishness. It's all about the team.
Down low, he throws it up, and that one's blocked. 3 from the corner! The answer for Luke Chandler, his third trifecta of the night. Back to a 10-point contest at 48-38. 2:38 to go here in the third.
Doing a good job of finding Chandler on the three-point line as Tippecanoe's taking their time here on offense with a little Iverson cut.
Knosman up high on the right. Ball loose, tapped around, tapped and saved by the Eagles. It's loose on the floor, saved by Owens, now lost on the floor. The drive to the rack and a foul. Foul going up for Griffin Caldwell, who'll go to the line with 2:08 to play here in the third.
Great hustle plays by both teams there as he gets fouled going up, and he will shoot 2.
Griffin Caldwell at 5'11", a junior. First free throw is good. Foul, by the way, is on Luke Chandler, and that's number 4 on Luke.
Which is a huge foul, as he's been a really good three-point shooter for CJ, especially with 2 made threes here in the third.
Got them both.
Stretches the lead to 12 with 2:08 to go.
Token full court pressure shown by Tippecanoe. So contact with 2 minutes left to go. Gabe Dean picks up number 1. And they play it back on over for Kylan Tucker in the lane. Shot can't drop, but we got a foul. Foul with 1:57 to go here in the third.
Nice little clear out play. Looked like they were going to go into a flex screen, down screen action, but he just drove that block as Nassif left it open on the underneath out of bounds play. Great call by Coach Szabo.
Kylan Tucker at the stripe. 2 shots. He gets the first. By the way, that's 2 quick fouls on Gabe Dean, and he served some valuable minutes in the first half. As Adam Chewy's got a nice rotation going tonight for Tippecanoe.
Look at this.
Rebound Nassif, and we got more contact down in the lane.
45 on the block out. I thought Nassif might have went over his back, but
Number 2 on Zach. That's 3 fouls on Tippecanoe here in the half. Over and back. So the ball was thrown too hard for Evan Dickey, and he didn't know where he was at the half-court line, and it's an unforced turnover.
That was great defense along the baseline. Everybody was switching and denying and forced that long pass. It was a set play.
Winner of this one will meet the 13th seed Bishop Watterson, as Frederick can't get enough drop. He got the rebound initially. It'll stay up front.
That's 5 assists that Knosman has had on blown layups. Frederick usually doesn't miss layups like that.
No. Down to the wing. 3 on the way. Off the mark this time for Garlitz. You mentioned Frederick a little bit ago. He had a game where he had 27 points and 21 rebounds. To the rack. Shots no good. We got a foul. Want to finish my point on Frederick. So he had a game against Sydney back on February the 6th. 27 points and 21 rebounds. One of 5 double-doubles for him this year. And he's not even the leader on his team in double-doubles this year. That's how impressive that is.
Yeah, he's a really, really good player, Frederick is.
And so is this youngster, Jonathan Powell, at the line. Powell hit the closing 3 in the first half to bring him back to 14, and now we got a 10-point contest. And this one, pending the free throw, down to 9. He does, and we are back to a 9-point contest. He's got 16 in the ball game.
Got a lot of hands on Knosman, but as that's the 5th team foul, Jeff, for CJ.
Number 2 on Kylan Tucker. Knosman was incredibly assertive in half number 1, partner. He's been, I don't want to say lackadaisical, but he just doesn't have the same motor as he did in the first 16 minutes. As they play to Frederick low on the left, turning baseline, drawing the double team, throws it up, wave it off, and he traveled on the way to the hoop.
He did, shuffling his feet. To your point, Jeff, I think a lot of Knosman's issue right now is, Coach Szabo made some great adjustments at halftime, and who's guarding him? I mean, he's putting he's putting a lot of speed and strength on him and trying to slow him down in the open court.
Powell into the lane, kicks it out. 3 from the wing, off the back iron. 1 and done this time. Charlie Szabo, as you mentioned, in his second year with the program, 25 and 18 so far. Look at that move for Nostman. Back outside, 3 off the mark. No good for Klein. They rebound, and it's Nostman back outside. They'll reset. Trying to finish a point on Szabo. He came in replacing or trying to replace a 30-year legend over at the school in Joe Staley.
Yep. 16 years assistant coach for Coach Staley. Coach Szabo is also a CJ grad. Got a lot of pride in this school, a lot of pride in the basketball program. 14 seconds here in the third.
Klein double team, back to Knosman. Down to the corner. Frederick, a corner 3 off the mark. Way too long. It's loose on the floor. Saved down low initially by Tippecanoe, and time runs out here in this third. It's a 9-point ball game through 3 periods in this one. Back for the final 8 as we return. It's the March to Columbus on Chatterbox Live. Here in this one, 50-41, along with Sean Van Winkle and Patrick Eschen. I'm Jeff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for our March to Columbus on Chatterbox Live. Reed Mouse is producing us tonight. So a 9-point contest partner, and Tippecanoe, who looked so good in the first 16 minutes of the ball game, got outscored in this third period 11-6.
Yeah, and they're only down 9. It's their ball to start the fourth quarter. Look for them to run a little isolation handoff play for Solomon or for Powell here, as those two are going to try to get it to the rim.
And A.J. Powell has it out of the quarter break.
High ball screen flare. There it is.
They return it out to the freshman. A straight on 3 off the mark for Powell.
Great set play coming out of the break there for Coach Szabo.
And it was a good look for Powell as well.
Absolutely.
Nostman a stop and go between the circles. Now comes forth, and the blow by, and he drew the foul. Fouls on 5. Kylan Tucker.
That's a team 6th foul.
Thank you, partner. Again, you have the better look at that one than I do at this point. Neither team really in foul. Well, now with the 6th foul, the next one will be one in the bonus the rest of the way.
Well, isolation on the block.
Frederick, left of the lane, against Powell. He steps through, and it's a blocking call by Powell.
It happened again. I mean, he kind of flopped, and again, he tripped Frederick up a little bit. You got to appreciate the effort for the CJ freshman trying to take a charge, but as Frederick not only can shoot threes and rebound and pass, he's a very prolific guy at wiping off sweat off the gym floor there. He does it all, Jeff.
Front end of one in the bonus is no good. Powell the rebound. He wants to run quickly up the top of your screen. Now gets the high screen from Solomon. He gives to AJ, and he looks inside. He puts it on the floor. Into the lane he goes, dropping it off for Nassif. Low on the right and scoring.
Great pass by Solomon, getting deep into the teeth of the defense, and a nice little bounce pass.
It's a 7-point contest. Knosman drives the lane to the rack. He goes, missing the shot. Ball tapped out, saved up front, and it belongs to CJ. Quickly up front. Thank you very much! Nassif with 2 the fancy way, and a timeout. Mercy.
It's a referee timeout. We can run the baseline. What a great pass ahead on Nassif. I'm telling you, the difference is 23, Owens, Garden Knosman has made it really, really tough on him here in the second half. He's playing awfully aggressive with 17 fouls, though. So
Nearly stolen away, stays up front. Well, Owens has been a difference maker since coming into the ball game in the second half. Token pressure, and they drop to a man. Frederick leaving the ball for Gavin Garlett, center jump circle. Checked by Dan Nassif. Out to the wing, Robbins on the catch. Down low. Knosman breaks the drought.
Takes him right down into the block to get his 11th point of the night. Extend the lead to 7 with 6:15 to go in the game.
Owens thought about 3. He gives it up. He gets it back.
Owens.
Now trying to repost the big man, Nassif. They play it around the arc again. The move by Powell. The fade away. 18 feet away. No good. Nassif the rebound. Low on the right. He draws coverage, but it doesn't matter. He scores anyways.
Whoa!
Frederick leaves the ball for Knosman. Back to a 5-point contest. Nassif picks up the ball, handler giving him space. It's Garlis passing to the wing, Nick Robbins, and they keep it around the arc. Timeout. And with the timeout, let's send it to Patrick.
Well, guys, I asked CJ head coach Charlie Zabel what people should know about his team if they've never seen them before. A lot of people watching them for the first time tonight. He told me people should just notice how battle-tested his Eagles are after facing the strong competition in the GCL Co-Ed this season. He also wants people to notice his strong mix of both talented veterans and young players, saying it's been that mix which has been tremendously helpful in getting his team this far in the tournament. It's certainly been the most helpful part of getting his team right back in this game. Pretty good one going now, Jeff.
It certainly is, and with 5:29 left to go, we've got a good old-fashioned good one, which didn't look to be the case, partner, at halftime, but now it's a 5-point contest.
Yeah, I was talking to Reed Mouse during half, and I just had a feeling CJ was not going to go away. They're too good of a team. They're too athletic. They're very well coached. They played a great conference. They've been in tons of games. That's the difference in teams who don't schedule people and teams who do. CJ schedules people. They're used to being in these games. I'm not surprised at all with the score right now.
They've won 6 in a row. So they come in hot at the right time.
We got 5:29 to go in the fourth.
Out of the timeout, Tipp has the ball with Knosman. Owens picks him up on defense. And like you said, partner, Owens has given him a lot of trouble.
He is.
Rolls behind the screen, now dives down the lane, stuck low on the left, rolls around Owens, and now they kick it back out. Garlett's trying to look for the diagonal pass down low, and he retreats on the dribble. Handing it off. Knosman nearly threw it away, and it is out of bounds, and we head the other way with 5:04 to go.
CJ is stepping up the heat, and half-court defense really putting a lot of ball pressure on Tippecanoe Red Devils.
The winner of this one will face Bishop Watterson, a double overtime winner tonight over McNick.
I believe that game's Saturday, 1:30.
Here's the shot, and it finally rolled in for Owens. Beg your pardon, not Owens, 22, Evan Dickey.
Down 3, 4:40 to go here in the fourth. We're going to see a lot of Knosman and Frederick here the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Knosman rolls off the screen, tapped away from him, stays up front. 52-49 here in this one tonight. This one had ballooned badly. In fact, it had been a 20-point lead. 20. The last time we saw a 20-point lead at the timeout with 3:01 left to go in the second period, it was a 39-19 lead. And back has come the CJ Eagles.
Indian Hill got back in the game when they were down against Tippecanoe as well.
Frederick pitches it back outside to Caldwell. Lost it, and it's taken away by Solomon. Solomon ahead of the pack. He lost it on the way up, and we got a foul.
Yeah, I like that foul, not giving him a wide-open layup. As Solomon steps to the line, he's only a 59% free throw shooter. Make him earn it from the stripe. 4:13 to go here in the fourth.
That's number 5, by the way, on Tippecanoe. Solomon to the stripe. And he gets the shooter's roll. Well, better to be lucky than good. 5'9", a senior, averaging 9.5 points a ball game.
And 4 assists, which is third in the GCL co-ed overall. Very good passer as well. Dad's a coach at University of Dayton, like we mentioned earlier.
Solomon lets fly in the second and good as well. He's got 5 in the book. We have a 1-point contest. 1.
Notice Knosman does not have the ball in his hand because they're denying him the ball.
Robbins has brought the ball up. He gives it up. He gets it back. Side pocket left. Checked by Nassif, and now they switch on him. As they work Dickey on him and back to the corner, he returns it back up on top. Saved by Frederick. And now he lost it again, and now out of bounds as it stays up front. As was initially tapped away by Powell. Powell might have been on the sideline, and it'll be entered in side out of bounds just past the half-court line.
With CJ Faithful getting excited because their Eagles are playing great defenses. Number 23, Owens, has his hands full with this young. Look at this pass.
Oh, look at that. Garland's for 3. Too strong, and it hit the top constraint. We had the other way. So that was a fancy pass, and I think you have a terminology, Coach. Some variation for $1 million move and a dollar finish.
Yeah, I call that a nickel. A nickel. $1 million move and a nickel finish. That was a $1 million pass and a nickel shot. He's such a great passer.
Chandler plays it up front. Dickey with the ball. Solomon down and off. And he has just given CJ the lead.
He has taken over with 18 points. And, folks, we have a CJ lead at 53-52. 3 minutes to go in the game. Regional semifinal.
This one put up no good. Dickey the rebound. The long outlet, and before that can happen.
16 foul. Devils, so they're going to take it side out of bounds. Is this our first lead for Chaminade?
It is the first lead change. So we had seen something similar in the prior game with Bishop Watterson. They had an early lead in that game, 4-3, and didn't reclaim it. They tied the ball game at the end of regulation and then gained the lead in overtime and then kept it in the second overtime. Dickey with the ball. Solomon right of the center jump circle. 2:54 to play.
Dive.
Steal. Off the wing. Gerlitz to the rack. Fouled on the way up. Foul with 2:48 to play here in this one.
Again, I like the foul earlier when the CJ kid fouled. Tippecanoe going in for an easy layup. I don't mind this foul at all. As young Mr. Garland steps to the line, he shoots 57% from the foul line. 2:48 here in the fourth.
No good.
You can run a little play here underneath if you're Tippecanoe and X out underneath here, which they just did, and
no good, and Nassif the rebound and another foul.
Yeah.
With 2:47 to go.
Tippecanoe ran a little X play inside there and almost got the offensive rebound, but everybody in the gym knew who was going to get that. Mr. Nassif.
So Dan's at the line. It's a 1-point lead with free throws coming on up. Frederick has picked up his third. And again, the scoring partner has really fallen way off for Tippecanoe.
Absolutely, as they have been very stagnant here in the third and fourth. Credit to CJ's defense.
It's a 2-point contest. No spin, and before the pass, it's off the ball, and we head the other way.
I think we had an illegal screen, illegal flare screen, I believe, which is not a shooting foul. Not a shooting. The
winner of this one, as we mentioned, will face Bishop Watterson on Saturday And the way that ended up in double overtime, you expect whoever they played to face another tired team. You can expect Bishop Watterson to be very tired after 2 overtimes tonight. Dickey with the ball at the center jump circle. Is that 5 seconds? He got it away. The freshman to the rack. He misfires, but he drew the contact. No, he'll stay up front. Beg your pardon. As Powell was making his move, and Kopic tapped it away from him, and he'll stay up front with 2:14 to play.
He landed right on the baseline before he could pass it into his teammate.
Steal. Tippecanoe with Knosman down the lane. He goes, and it's blocked away by Nassif. And here come the Eagles back up by 2. It's Dickey down the lane, and he'll kick it out. 3 off the wing, off the mark. They keep it up front with a rebound by Nassif, who might be the star of the game. Solomon looks inside, comes left of the lane, and he was held on the way. Held with 1:47 to go, and CJ has imposed its will here in half number 2.
And you called it, partner, with Nassif. 19 points. I'm sure he's got double-digit rebounds. Just having a whale of a second half as we have 1 minute and 47 seconds here to go in the fourth.
Solomon at the stripe. Front end is good. He gets them both. A.J. Solomon has 7 in the book. It's a 4-point CJ lead at 56-52. Timeout. So, partner, it's been a really good one, and it's been a tale of 2 halves here in Vandalia. In fact, I have to tell you, when Tippecanoe went up by 20, I thought this game way.
Yeah, and they got it back on the defensive end. It's been all about defense, okay? And it's been amazing. Here's the thing, Jeff. Owens is not going to be a stat stuffer in today's game, but you and I have witnessed his defense has been incredible on Knosman. He slowed him down the whole time, which is great. And the defensive end, I told Coach Lane this, and we talked about it before, you don't get back in the game on offense, you get back in the game on defense, and that's exactly what the CJ Eagles have done, and they've been in many, many big games like this as they beat Wyoming in the district final in a pretty close game, 56-51. So,
yeah, it's been fantastic. By the way, Tippecanoe came into this ball game ranked 7th in the state, if you believe the Associated Press poll, 7th. They've been fantastic. Only 1 loss this year. That's the Division I Mason. And they're on the wrong side of a 4-point margin right now out of the timeout. Nosman has the ball. They have the dribble weave up top, and they play back to Knosman, and that's interference.
What a great play. So they just went at CJ's pressure. So Owens has been denying and getting aggressive. So what does Coach Tui do out of a timeout? He runs a little backdoor play and gets Knosman a wide-open layup. What a great play from Coach Tui coming out of the timeout.
Full court pressure, token, and it's quickly broken. Dickey down the lane, drops it off Nassif. Nice spin. Now he pumps the 10-footer. He can't get it to drop, and Tipp City has a chance to tie or go ahead with a 3.
Minute 19 to go, minute 15 to go here in the fourth.
Off the Frederick screen and wave it off, and it's a blocking call on CJ.
A lot of Knosman here, I believe. The last minute 13 to go here in the fourth as he steps up to shoot free throws to try to tie the game for Tipp Red Devils.
Big free throws here. He gets the first. Coming in, he had the most makes and the most attempts at the stripe this year. But as you mentioned, partner, back in the first half, may be the deficiency in his game, the one deficiency as he makes 1 of 2.
That might be the only thing, shooting just 60%. Down one, we got 1:05 to go.
Powell. And a foul with 1 minute to play.
Fifth foul.
So Powell will head to the line. And, you know, you put a freshman in the spot, typically you worry, but he's been the leading scorer on this ball club, but he does misfire on the first.
Yes, he does. A lot of pressure, Jeff, when it's the regional semifinal and exactly 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter as CJ is up 2.
He lets fly on the second one of 2. A 2-point ball game, and again, Tippecanoe back in the same position they were on the last offensive set. A 2 to tie, a 3 to go ahead. Pass to the wing, and they give back to Knosman. Outside, Frederick, the step around. Now into the lane, lost it into the hands of Nassif. And do they have to foul here?
40 seconds to go. They have to foul, down 3, extend the game. They can't let him run the clock out as we're down to 35 seconds.
It's Powell with the ball. They're going to have to foul somebody.
Now down to 25 seconds.
And now we have a foul with 23.3 left to go. And again, free throws here coming up.
Sophomore Mr. Evan Dickey stepping up for CJ, shoots 73%. Again, we have 23 seconds here to go in the fourth quarter.
It's Dickey to the stripe, and boy, ice water in the veins. 6'2", just a sophomore. And it's a three-point contest, and this is a big one, partner, right here. A make here makes it 2 possessions, and you put Tippecanoe in real danger of a loss. No good, and here comes Tippecanoe. They need a 3 to tie. Here comes Knosman off the tie screen.
50.
Plays to Powell. Now back up on top. It's Frederick. 10 to play. It's Knosman off the screen, and now a timeout. A timeout with 8.2 left to go, and we saw a similar scenario in the first game, partner, where they had to diagnose a play and get one at the bucket, Bishop Watterson that is, to tie and go into overtime.
Yeah, what they looked like they were trying to do at the end there is how they started the game and how they started the second half, which was a ball screen slip fade 3 for Frederick. And if right now, if you're 8.2, my rule of thumb at 8.2, Jeff, up 3, 58-55, I would foul. If I'm CJ right now, I would foul and not even let him get a shot off. Now, I would play behind and make him throw it in the backcourt as much as you can, take 1 or 2 dribbles and foul. But if you do that as a coach, Coach Szabo needs to tell the referees, look, my guy's trying to foul, so make sure you call it. Make sure you call it, because they won't sometimes. But I would foul right here with 8.2 seconds to go. There's no timeouts for Tipp. They have no more. They got to get it in, Jeff. No timeouts.
And we'll see who takes that shot for Tippecanoe. It's a big one here. Out of the timeout. Coming down to the wire, a team that had led by as many as 20 in this game is down by 3, and they are down to their last shot. It's Knosman, side out of bounds. He gives to Frederick. Over to Knosman. Top of the key. 5 to play. Over to Frederick. He pumps 3 straight on. No good. Now see the rebound, and it's all over. CJ, you've got a date with Bishop Watterson on Saturday. Mercy.
Holy cow. What an unbelievable game by the Chaminade Julienne Eagles, who are now going to play.
And let's send it down to Patrick.
How did you come back in this one?
Well, we finally started guarding. It started with defense. We didn't play. Credit to Tipp. They came out fired up. They really wanted us. And they came out shooting the ball. Knosman's a really good player. and we did not do a good job keeping the ball out of the paint. Second half, we did much better. We kept the ball out of the paint, didn't give them wide open looks. We started getting stops. That's the bottom line.
Look at this gym right now. What does this win mean to your program?
This is everything. This is great. We love Eagle basketball. We got great support, and I'm so proud of my kids. They never fight. They never stop fighting. Oh, man. Resilient bunch.
I get it. Congrats on the win. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Patrick, thank you very much. Dan Szabo, or beg your pardon, Charlie Szabo, a win away from going to the state Final Four and setting his own niche over at Chaminade Julienne. Partner, as we look at this one, the Eagles down by 20 in the second quarter, came all the way back, a 3-point win. It was everything in the final 16.
What did Coach Szabo said? When Patrick asked him the question, Jeff, how did you get back in the game? You know what he said? Defense. He said, we started guarding people, and that's exactly what Chaminade did. Their defense in the second half might have been as good as I've seen a second half in forever. What a tale of two halves.
By the way,
what a tale of two halves.
And when you and I come back and look at this tape, right, the difference maker in the second half was Keon Owens, number 23, who didn't see any action in the first half, came on the bench, and, you know, it's because he's been injured. So he came in, played the 16 minutes in the second half, made all the difference in the world, and, of course, Nassif was a revelation down low.
Absolutely. Before we get Coach Lane on here real quick, if you don't mind, Jeff, I just want to say Tippecanoe, hell of a year. You represented your community in an unbelievably first-class manner. 4 seniors, Zach Frederick, Ben Knosman, Nick Robbins, and Gabe Dean will forever go in the history books for Tippecanoe. I'm really looking forward to hear what Coach Lane has to say. What a great game, partner.
Partner, I can't wait for what we've got in store for Saturday. And again, the final in this one. A beauty here in Vandalia, 58-55, as Tippecanoe falls to 21-2 to end their season. Chaminade Julienne, the Eagles, win 7 in a row. They're 14-5. They move on to the regional final against Bishop Watterson on Saturday. Thanks go out to our producer, to Reed Mouse, who will be part of your post game here coming up.
About 30 seconds. We're gonna bring it right up.
Yeah, partner. Yeah, I think you're trying to one up me here on this one. So, but thanks again, and again to Patrick Geshen, to my main man Sean Van Winkle. I'm Jeff Kim. Good night for now from Vandalia.
Yeah. We knew Tippecanoe couldn't carry on what they did in the first half, but we didn't expect that to happen.
Correct. And we talked about them not being able to sustain their three-point shot. Obviously, they cooled off a little bit in the second half, but we were sitting here bragging the whole time about Tipp City's offense the first half. I mean, we got to brag about CJ's defense the second half. It was unreal. They turned up the pressure. They tried to limit Knosman as much as they could. I mean, he did a good job, but I think they did a good job wearing him down. But you got to give a credit to CJ's guards and just believing. I think one thing you always talk about is it's easy to play when you're up 20 points. For them to come out and believe in themselves and have it come out after halftime and put forth that effort. I mean, there's a reason they're going to the regional finals. There's a reason they're here. They're a very quality team, and they proved that in the second half.
Yeah. And we just seen Coach Joe Staley, the retired coach, Staley, walk by, and there ain't a guy in town that's not as happy as he is, who loves defense, always played solid defense, and we talked about it before. We knew that's what was going to get CJ back in the game. Reed, you have to give me a little bit of credit because I said I think CJ's going to – they're not going to play this bad in the second half. They're too damn good. I mean, they have a great team. They got great defense. But, man, oh, man, what an unbelievable year for Tippecanoe. You hate to see a team lose, you know, but they still represented their community tonight in just a professional way. And hats off to Coach Toohey and all his 4 or 5 seniors that are graduating.
Yeah, and you got to give them a bunch of credit, too, for the season they had. I had an opportunity to talk with him briefly while we were up there scouting them, had a brief phone conversation, just some scouting stuff, but he seems like a great guy, and he's done a really good job with his team and this program, and it's always tough when you lose the last game of the season, but at the end of the day, there's going to be one team standing at the end, but this doesn't take away anything that they accomplished this year, so they have nothing to hang their heads about at all.
Tippecanoe, great season, 21-2. Coach Toohey, great guy. I think Coach Van Winkle talked to him on the phone for, 2 hours, you said? Well, we know it's kind of hard to get off the phone with you sometimes.
Right. Yeah. We start talking basketball, but looking ahead, guys, Saturday night.
Oh, it's gonna be knockdown drag out. I got to give a compliment out to CJ. Tan Nassif, the big man.
Unreal.
I mean, he dominated at certain times in that game.
He did. In the first half, there was 2 or 3 minutes where he was a handful, and they really couldn't stop him. I think he exploited them in the second half a little bit. But I think what Coach Van Winkle talked about in the first half, his athleticism as a big man really came to fruition in the second half, and I think that was a big part of them sustaining what Tippecanoe threw out in the first half and then ultimately grabbing that lead late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's like a pogo stick.
Right.
I mean, and he's so athletic and tough. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. You start in a GCL for 4 years, you can play.
Oh, 100%.
And he started for 4 years.
And he proved that.
And he did. And
I mean, Dan Nassif, I've seen a lot of D2 players all season long. One of the best finishers at the rack I've seen all year. And the way he can, just get those rebounds sometimes, the pogo stick. Right?
Yep. And it's effort. I mean, it's just effort. Watching a kid play that hard is so fun to watch. And he's good. He's really, really, really good. They haven't came out yet, I don't think, with their all-league in the co-ed division. I don't believe.
Yeah, normally wait till the final team.
Yeah, the big school came out with theirs, but they usually wait till. But I think they may be waiting for a couple weeks. Looking ahead to Saturday.
It's going to be a good one. I think the big story is if Bishop Watterson plays that zone against CJ. Didn't shoot particularly well from the outside, so that'll be a factor. But if CJ turns up the defense like they did tonight, they'll be tough to beat for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about it. Everyone predicted it. It'd be CJ versus Bishop Watterson in the regional championships, right? That's what everyone was anticipating, right?
Not one single person, but it's going to be a great game.
Yep.
I'm going to go with defense. I just think CJ's defense is so good that they make you play uncomfortable, and that's what they did with Nossman, and I think the Eagles might have a chance, man. I think they might have a chance to get to Dayton.
It'll be tough, but I think they can do it like you said. I think, like I said, I'm a big defensive coach and defensive minded, so I'll take defense over offense any day. But the way that they play defense in the second half, if they can play that for a 4-quarter game, it'll be very, very difficult to beat.
Nossman's crossover, though.
Nasty. Nasty.
Coach Lane used to have a decent crossover. That was an unreal crossover.
Mine has nothing compared to him. Nothing whatsoever.
Unreal.
He's legit, and he had a really solid high school career. I said we talked a little bit about before. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to average a triple-double in a 32-minute high school basketball. It's just it can't be done. But he's got a really solid career. I think he's going to do really well at the collegiate level.
I think my ankle is going to have nightmares of that crossover. But as he said, Bishop Watterson versus Chaminade Julienne. One thing will be for certain. The Eagles will go on to the state semifinals either way. But that will be Saturday right here at Vandalia Butler. This has been Reed Mouse joining along here with Coach David Lane of the Ross Rams and Coach Van Winkle. Thank you for joining us. This has been Chatterbox Live.